People don't care about your product. What if you knew that? What if you knew that people didn't care about your product and that's not what they were looking for? Well, I want you to listen to this and kind of hear me very carefully, because people really don't care about your product, in the sense that they're not going out there and going, man, I got to have a course of some sort, right? What they are looking for, and until I figured this out, I really didn't understand. I didn't understand. I thought I'd create a great product, and that's, they're going to want to, go through the course, or they're going to want to read my book, or it's not what it is. It's not what they're looking for. They're looking for an outcome. They're looking for a transformation. They're not looking for information. They don't necessarily even want to learn anything. They want something that will give them the outcome they want, that'll give them the transformation they want. Not information, but transformation. It took me a long time to figure that one out. And I don't know why, because it just makes logical sense. But so many times we think, if we build it, they will come. It's not like that. It's, you need to put something together that for your unique client, your unique customer, your unique ideal customer avatar, and the challenge and the problems they have will give them the outcome and the transformation they want. It's just that simple. At the end of the day, they need a change. They need an outcome. They need that to make things different in their life. If all it was is they just had to consume information, people would be rich all over the place, and people would be changed all over the place, and life would be great. I just consume information and magic happens. Could be bad information, right? This is why this is so important, okay? And I want to encourage you, if you haven't read Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller, you're missing out totally, but you need to read it. You need to get that book, Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. And this is why this is so important. You see so many people out there right now that are promoting and marketing, what they call marketing, and it's all about income claims. It's all about, look at me, look how much money I made, come see what I did, do what I did, and look at all the money you'll make, and the success you'll have. Look at me, look at me, look at me, yay. In reality, that's not what people are looking for. I remember about a year ago or so, there's a program that I work with, and a number of the people didn't know that I was with the program, and they were reaching out to me and saying, "Man, Ron, you gotta try this. Papa Ron, you'd be great at this." And I said, "Okay, what is it?" "Well, I made $5,000 my first month." I said, "Okay, that's great. That's great. You made $5,000 your first month. I have two questions for you." Okay. What do you? First off, will you kind of show me your back office and that, so just to verify that you made that? "Oh, no, we can't do that." And this was a half a dozen people that I talked to. No, we can't do that. But I did. I made that. And the fact that they couldn't do that, flags went up and everything. But I still kept going. I said, okay, that's fine. Well, let me ask you this. I know how much the program costs. I know how many people you would have had to sell the program to make the kind of money that you're talking about. Some of these numbers were outrageous, right? How many of those people, can you give me the names of maybe 5 or 10 of those people that I can connect with and see how you helped them, and all the things that you taught them that made them successful, that maybe they're making $500 a month extra in their life? Well, no, we just kind of put them in a group and give them what they need, and hopefully they'll do good. You understand at that point. My comment to him was, okay, I understand it. So you're not willing to share your income claim with me, and you really don't have anybody that you can claim that you helped. And I said, thank you, but I'm just not interested at this point, right? Here's why. They were being the hero in the story. It was their story they were promoting. They didn't care about me being a hero, because for me to be a hero in my story, they have got to be the guide. And they had no credibility as a guide. They hadn't helped. They really hadn't helped anybody, or at least they couldn't name anybody. They had no testimonies. Now the person that was selling the program initially, that started the program and got it going, and that they had a ton of testimonies because all these other people. But the people that were underneath that, and it wasn't a network marketing or anything like that. It was kind of like an affiliate. It's an affiliate program with 100% commission. But so if you understand that, I didn't really necessarily care about the product. I already knew what it was anyway, so all transparency there. But looking at it in that aspect, I didn't care what the product itself was. I wanted to know if the outcome, if someone was going to guide me to get the outcome I wanted, to make some extra money, right? To get that transformation of something that maybe I wasn't doing right, or I didn't understand, or I couldn't understand the technology or the marketing, and if I hooked up with that person, they would guide me through it, and the outcome and it would be that I was great. I was much better at it. I understood the technology. I learned how to do marketing, and I was having success. The transformation was I went from being broke to making some money, right? That was the whole process that people look at. That's what they're looking for. So when they see somebody that says, I made $100,000 in 6 weeks, and you can do it too, they're going, okay, you're going to teach me how to do that. How do I do that, right? I don't care. Is it a course? Okay, that's cool. Do I read a book? Okay. Do I stand on my head? Do I make videos? What do I do? Do I get a haircut? Yeah, probably. And when I get the outcome and the transformation that I want and need, right? So then my next question would be, I'd go out to their website and check everything out. I'm like, okay, let me see. How many people have they helped? Okay, there's no testimonies. Oh, one or two. Yeah, okay. I don't know. So if you haven't read the book again, Building Your Story Brand by Donald Miller, one of the things I love about it is his 7-part framework where he talks about the hero, the hero's problems, the guide, the plan, the call to action, the results, good and bad, how it all plays together. And once you understand that and you realize people don't care about your product, they care about the outcome and transformation. And if you can't give them that, or if you can't share with them people that have gotten that, then you're going to have to struggle. You're going to have a hard time. One of the things I was taking English class. One of the things I just did, one of the things I've just completed is a little mini course on taking somebody in 7 days from, I won't say not knowing anything, but being very limited on what they know as far as marketing and technology and how to put a small business together, online, digital marketing, in 7 days. Now, I had someone today ask me, someone that bought the course, and it's expensive. It's $37, right? I wanted to price it so everybody could get it. 7 days. I've got a lot of bonuses in there, and I'll be adding a lot more to it. It's going to be without question, $297 worth product. But right now, I want it to be something that everybody can afford, because I want you to get in now while you can at $37. All you have to do is go to rondeering.com/digital success. Okay, and you'll see everything you need to know about it and be able to purchase it right there. But one of the things I wanted to do is I wanted to take people through, okay, here's marketing, and let's keep this as simple and as clear as possible. I want to take the mystery out of the technology. So we're going to talk about the marketing. We're going to talk about setting up your home base, your funnel, and your email campaigns and all that stuff in a program called System.io, which is free to get started. You can stay free if you want. If you never want to build any bigger than that, you can. How to create your first lead magnet. How to create that first freebie that's going to build that email list. It's going to take you through all of that stuff. And at the end of the 7 days, depending on where you're at and how much time you spend in it and everything else, you should be able to be online and promoting a business to build your email list and then to put a product together. Simple, straightforward. The outcome will be, if you go through the course, you're going to be able to be online with your product and with your passion. But you have to do something on the other side of it. Is you have to take some action. You have to do something. You have to take some action. Now, I've been doing this on and off for 50 years. I had a corporate career. I was a VP of a company, a very large company, and this was always my passion. Having my own business on the side was something I did until I could get to the point where I really would do it full time, for the rest of my life. And I love teaching people. I love seeing that light come on in their eyes. I'm now 73 years old. My brain is still going 90 miles an hour. Got some aches and pains and some mobility issues now and then. But God has blessed me with a mind that allows me to keep going and keep teaching, and I want to give back. So I encourage you, rondeering.com/digital success. Check it out. It's only $37 right now. Now, there's a good chance within the next couple of weeks it's probably going to go up to $67. I don't know if it'll ever go up any more than that, but who knows. But right now, it's at $37. I encourage you to take advantage of it. I'm going to throw in my community, my Kajabi community, where you can come in and you just get all the information out of all the different areas. We're going to have monthly masterminds. In fact, our next monthly mastermind is on the 20th. That you can all be a part of, and ask me any questions, ask anybody else any questions, something that will help you out. Now, I'm not going to inundate you with, you got to be at 42 different live, trainings every week and all that. We're going to do one mastermind a month, give you time to go out there and go out there and build and create, and then come back and say, okay, this is what I've done the first couple of weeks of the month. Here's my questions. Here's where I'm struggling. Here's where I've got some impasses. And then, boom, get at it again. I've been in too many communities where you feel like all the time, oh, no, I missed that one. I'm going to have to watch replay. And you end up being at that spot where you've got more replays to watch than there's time in a week, right? And all you're doing is watching replays or watching lives when you can get on them. Not productive at all. Doesn't make you any money whatsoever. And if you're trying to learn all those things, that means you're not getting the things you need to do. Now, here's what I wanted to tell you, and if you haven't heard me talk about this before, you're going to hear me talk about it many, many times because it's very important, and I'll end with this. But you have to take hold of the 5 1s. I was just listening to another multimillionaire, and she was talking about the same thing. This is how she got there, okay? What are they? Here are the 5 1s. Start off with one product. You promote one product. Doesn't mean you only have one product, but if you're just getting started, that's probably the place you're at is you've only got one product, okay? And I will tell you, if you need a product when you're going through my course, reach out to me. I've got a product that you can purchase. You can get started with that product for as little as $150, okay? And then you can sell it, make all the commissions on it, do everything you want with it. But you got to start with one product, and that one product solves one problem. Not 14,000, but one problem. It addresses one audience that needs that problem solved, right? That product will solve that one problem for that one audience. And you do that on one platform for 1 year, okay? So you've got one product that solves one problem to one audience on one platform for 1 year. Now, when she was talking about it, she was saying until you get that to $1 million a year. I'm just telling you, do it for a year, and I guarantee you, your life will change. Because you will become so good at selling that one product to the one audience and solving their one problem and that one platform that you won't have any questions anymore. The questions you'll have is, it's time to start my second one. When do I go? But just give me this. Take the time to go to rondeering.com/digital success and look at what we have there. $37. Jump on board with us. Be a part of our community. Be a part of the learning and that. Again, if you need a product, let me know. I will contact you and let you know where we've got a product that you can start, that you get full resale rights and everything else for as low as $150. If you want more added on to that, you can do more, but you can get started with that one product, sell it all you want. You don't have to worry about creating your own and everything for about $150. Maybe less, maybe more. or maybe a little bit more, depending on your domains and stuff. So, God bless you. I can't wait to see you on the next one.